What's up guys, TG back here with another The 100 video. This one a recap on Season 7, Episode 6, Nakara. Leave a like and subscribe if you enjoy, and let's get into the episode. So I'm going to start off with the Bardo storyline, where we first see Dioza and what happened to her when she was brought there. They tried to get her memories as well, but she put up a good fight. Because of this, they tried to break her, first by leaving her in a bright room with loud music for a while, and then after that, they tied her up to a post. While she was tied up, she faked choking, and when the guard got close to help her, she takes a bite from his neck and grabs his keys to unlock herself. She also took out his eye with a spoon so she could use it to unlock and open the doors. As she made her way to the anomaly stone, she walked by 3 guards and they tried to stop her, but Dioza is able to take them all out. 3 more arrive and Dioza throws a knife at one of them. Thankfully, it hit the helmet and didn't do damage because these 3 are actually Hope, Gabriel, and Octavia. Of course, Dioza is happy to see her daughter again, now fully grown, but then Octavia breaks the news that Bellamy is dead. They continue to make their way to the stone, and they are right outside the room where it's located. They are preparing for a big fight once they go in, but then Octavia sees Levitt mopping up the floor. He has been demoted to janitor, but he says it was worth it for seeing Octavia's memories. Levitt tells them to go through the farm all the way to the other side, and there will be stairs that lead up to the surface. He says the disciples won't follow them because it's not survivable for a long time up there, but they will have a better chance of escape than fighting here. Octavia once again punches Levitt and they make their way to the farm. They get to the farm doors just as an old man walks through. Dioza wants to know how they can get outside, and the man says that they can't without rebreathers or they'll die. Octavia says Levitt wouldn't have told them about it if it wasn't survivable for them, and then Echo kills the old man, continuing to go crazy over Bellamy's death. Gabriel doesn't want to go to the surface because he thinks it's too dangerous, even though Dioza, Echo, and Octavia trust Levitt and want to go. Gabriel then puts on his suit and knocks out all 3 of them. The disciples then come running down the hall and Gabriel surrenders, but the disciples knock him out as well, ending that story for the episode. Now onto Nakara, where we see the group on the planet's surface, and Clark is calling out for Bellamy, Octavia, and Echo. They quickly agree that the planet isn't Bardo. Raven then puts on her helmet and sees the anomaly stone is 2 kilometers away, down in a cave. Clark realizes that something is buried in the snow, and it ends up being a body. Raven sees that the planet's function is a saurium, which means a place to store the dead. There's a symbol on the suit of the dead body, and the same symbol is on the star map, representing Bardo. Now they know where the stone on the planet is and where they have to travel to. They make it to the cave entrance and they have to travel 200 meters into it to get to the stone. As they travel through, they start to hear a creature of some sort, and then a spider-like creature comes out and attacks Raven's face, but she is protected by her helmet. Raven is able to get a knife out and stab it, and they make their way to a bigger opening in the cave. Out of nowhere, the opening in the cave behind them closes and acid starts dripping from the wall. They continue forward and make it to where the anomaly stone is, except it's blocked off by another wall. The cave starts shaking and another wall forms, separating Clark and Raven from the rest of the group. Raven realizes that they're not actually in a cave, but in a living organism, and they are currently being digested as the creature's next meal. Raven talks to Clark about the people she killed and how she's struggling to deal with it, and on the other side of the wall, the spider creatures are attacking again, so the group starts shooting at them in response. There's more shaking, and then the wall separating the 2 groups disappears. The wall blocking the stone goes away as well, and they make their way over to the anomaly stone. Raven's helmet is cracked from the spider attacking her, so it's hard for her to see the symbols. As she's trying to do that, Miller notices a cloth on the ground with the Second Dawn emblem on it. This is evidence that supports Gabriel's theory that the disciples or their ancestors came from Earth. The spiders are approaching to attack in high numbers, but Raven is able to open the anomaly right on time and they all enter through. The final story of this episode is the one on Sanctum. Maddie goes off to school with the other kids, and Indra is informed that all of their guns have been stolen, and then Indra sees Russell walking out of his cell with guards. Indra sends him back to his cell and goes to talk to him. Russell talks about the missing guns and the chaos at Sanctum, and says to Indra that she is afraid one crew will follow him if they know he's technically a commander. Indra then goes to speak to Murphy and wants his help. She thinks Nikki stole the guns and wants his help questioning her. Nikki says that she knows Murphy has blood alteration, meaning that he was not in danger in the reactor. She knows that her husband and the others were sent down to die, and she wants revenge. Nikki also doesn't admit or deny stealing the guns, and then she threats Raven before leaving. Russell then gets a visit from Nelson. He has a knife and tries to kill him, but he easily gets beaten, not knowing that it's not really Russell. The news is then broken to him, as Shaheda says, "If Russell was here, I have no doubt you would have killed him." He explains to Nelson that he went into the mine drive, killed Russell, and took over his body. Shaheda explains that he can help Nelson get justice. The plan is to team up with the prisoners and take over and get power, and then take out their enemy, meaning Clark, Indra, and the rest of One Crew. Indra then goes to Maddie for help, and she wants her to take the role of commander again to bring One Crew back together. She's about to send Maddie in to talk to One Crew, but Jackson, Murphy, and Amori go in to stop it. Maddie is clearly scared, and they don't want her being used. After a while of arguing, Maddie runs off, unable to retake the commander role. After she leaves, Indra tells Amori and Murphy that Shaheda took over Russell. She says that this is why Maddie is needed, but Murphy jumps in and says that Indra could be the leader. Indra walks in and tells One Crew that she's taking command, and she's not asking, she's demanding. Knight draws his sword and fights Indra, but she quickly beats him and knocks him down. She reminds them that they aren't separated clans anymore, but they are One Crew and they have to stick together. She gives Knight the task of getting the guns back from Nikki and then walks out, and that is it for that storyline. That's it for this episode, Nakara. I didn't like it as much as the last episode, but it was still pretty good, and it seems that the stories are finally starting to advance and come together. Leave a like and subscribe if you enjoy, and let me know what you thought of the episode down below in the comments.